I had lived and worked on the ranch for several years before I met my wife. We started dating while I was living in a trailer here on the ranch. And eventually we moved in together and we moved into a townhome. We lived there for a couple of years and felt a little bit disconnected from me working on the ranch and just the lifestyle that we had. We started looking at trailers and fifth wheels and eventually tiny homes. The interior space is total of 399 square feet, so it's technically an RV. Probably the biggest thing was having it be a really nice, open, very livable space that felt like a house and less like an RV. We completely maxed out on the windows. We got as many windows in here as we could to put in that natural light and open the place up and give us some really nice views outside, because that's really why we're here. Is we're ranchers and we love working outside, being outside, and wanted it to feel like it was a part of the environment. So we had been through a couple models, even with a couple different companies and a couple different manufacturers of tiny homes. What really sold us was the nice high ceilings in these models. We knew we could do a lot with the open space and the high ceilings to make it look a lot bigger on the inside. We did buy a lot of new furniture. This couch was a big one. It does have a lot of storage and it also pulls out into a bed. You know, we've had guests come over and crash on our couch, and that's always a lot of fun. Apart from that, most of the furniture here was from our old place and we kind of made it work. But yeah, having things with extra storage was definitely a big plus. Yeah, evenings we like to sit out on the porch and hang out and play guitar, and we typically have guests over and we'll have a little powwow around the fire pit in the evenings. But it is a pretty great space for hanging out inside too, especially in the heat of the day. It gets really hot here in the summer, but we'll have guests over and hang out on the porch. We'll hang out inside. There's pretty ample space for hanging out and talking and all that. We looked at a few new trailers, fifth wheels and camp trailers. When we saw our first tiny home and walked through it and saw the full-size appliances and counter space and everything, that's when we pretty much made a decision to look at tiny homes more than trailers. Me having lived in camp trailers and RVs for a number of years, one of the things that was really important to me was having full-size appliances, plenty of counter space to work with, and it's really nice having lots of storage space. Really makes it much more livable and much more useful. It feels like a regular home kitchen. I'm definitely more confident cooking in here than in a trailer. I've got a lot more options. I've got lots of burners to work with, and we're just two people living here, so we don't need a ton of space, so it works out really well. This is actually a half-size dishwasher, which is really perfect for two people. It does take up some storage space, but because it's a half size, it's not as much space, and I find it very convenient. We downsized quite a bit to fit everything in our kitchen, but you know, really, when it comes down to it, we've got pretty much all the essentials and it all fits really nicely. We did get rid of quite a few things, but they were mostly things that we weren't really using anyway. So it kind of works out when you downsize like that. You really find out what is essential and what's not, and we've got all the essentials here. And then the nice big sink. Living on a ranch, we have a lot of little things we do. We have bees, we make our own honey. Having the space to clean all the sticky mess up when we're harvesting our honey is great. We've got pretty good storage here. Got all of our plates and bowls and stuff in here, and pretty good pantry space. This goes all the way back pretty far. I'd lived in camp trailers for years on the ranch, and it does get a bit cramped, and you know, the appliances and things are really not made to last as much in a fifth wheel in a trailer. So especially with two people, having a bigger space, and even though it's still a tiny home, it's still 399 square feet. It feels just like a home with all the regular necessities and appliances. The freezer down here, we have a lot of meat from the ranch, so good to have a place to keep all of our harvests off of the ranch. One of the things that we struggle with being out here on the ranch is that occasionally our power will go down for fire danger mitigation purposes. With all the stakes in the fridge, you could say the stakes have never been higher. And that's why we trust Bluetti, the sponsor of this video. This is the fridge power backup system. And as its name implies, it keeps our fridge powered during those storms when we lose electricity. So right now, the fridge is plugged into the unit and the unit is plugged into the wall. So it gets charged up, and when the power goes out, it seamlessly switches over to the fridge power unit. The fridge power has about 2 kilowatt hour capacity, and the expansion pack has another 2 kilowatt hours. Practically speaking, this means we can keep the fridge running for about 2 full days if the power is out for that long. The thing that makes this backup system so unique is the slim shape, because it fits nicely in a few different configurations that work well for fridges. Most backup batteries that I've looked at are boxy and square, and they take up a lot of space, and we have a small home already. This one, however, is just about 3 inches thick, and it can sit on top of a lot of fridges, and it also comes with a wall mounting bracket, so it can be mounted next to or near the fridge. You'll notice here there is another outlet on the back, and that's because it's not limited to just keeping your fridge powered up. So when the electricity goes out for us, we can also use this unit to power other necessities like our internet and cell phones. You can also monitor the state of the battery through the Bluetti app, and the whole system is compatible with Alexa, Google Home, and Home Assistant. The system is also equipped with all sorts of smart features that will cycle the battery to help maintain battery health and even monitor the weather and make sure it's charged up before a storm. As we get more into homesteading and living off-grid, having a backup battery will keep us prepared for the unexpected things that life throws at us. If you want to check out the Bluetti fridge power or any other backup battery systems that Bluetti has, check the link in the description.
So I'd have to say I spend the most amount of time right here. I'm a remote employee, and so I am constantly at this desk. That was a requirement for me when we moved over into a tiny home, was I didn't want to feel claustrophobic because of how much time I spend inside. And so it was really intentional to have big windows to be able to look around and not feel like it's dark, because especially when you're at home all day long and in your smaller space, you can start going stir crazy. So I wanted to avoid that as much as possible. So we added this window in, and the bird life in the background is so charming. I'll be on phone calls and just hummingbirds will come up or an owl will swoop by, and it just romanticizes my workday.
Here in California, it's pretty temperate in the winter. We don't really have a problem with heating, but in the summer it does get very hot. And we just have one mini split here. As long as it stays running, it does keep the place pretty cool in the summertime. We don't have solar here. That's something that we're maybe planning on getting at some point. But hot water runs on gas, as does the stove. We have a 100-pound propane tank that we fill up about once every 6 months, and it's about $80 or so to fill. We're running on 70 amp electrical here. The whole unit runs on a 70 amp electrical, so it's pretty cheap, pretty efficient. One of the difficult things with ranching in this area is really high cost of living if you're in town. Being on the ranch is not only a much better quality of life for us, but it saves us quite a bit of money. In town, we're paying around $4,000 with rent and utilities included. And here we're at about $1,400 a month.
And another financial benefit that we have is because we are saving on cost of living, we're able to go travel a lot more. So we go to more countries, we're able to see the world and spend quality time together, which is really our love language. We love backpacking. Like, we love sleeping outside, being outside. And so having the ability to build a space that felt like we were outside while inside, and that's our home in a beautiful, nostalgic place where we became best friends, was just incredibly romantic. It was a huge deciding factor for us.
Once we decided to move back onto the ranch, be it in a trailer or a tiny home, We had quite a bit of work to do to get it on the grid. My employer who owns the land here was very accommodating. He basically let us have our pick of the litter here. So we found a really nice spot and we had to do a lot of development. We ran water from the well and put filters and ran conduit out here. That was probably the most expensive part, was running the electrical conduit from the box over by the main house to here. It's about 700 feet. We tried to keep things as cheap as possible for development because we don't own this land. We own the tiny home, obviously, and we can take it with us when we go, but we wanted to keep our costs as low as possible for development. As far as building permits go, it's really hard to put certain structures on this type of land in California. So this, technically being an RV, allowed us to skirt some of the permit requirements of building something with a foundation. And we did have somebody from the DMV come out and check the VIN number and check the size and everything. So we're fully legit out here. It was sort of a creative solution to being out here. So we were looking at trailers and we weren't extremely excited about it. And we went to the Tulare Ag Show, and there was a tiny home manufacturer there. We walked around one and the difference was pretty stark, having the regular appliances and toilet and everything just made it feel much more like a home. And so we started looking at tiny homes then. I looked up a couple different distributors and manufacturers in the area, and it just so happened that the one in Oregon had just opened up a yard about 30 minutes down the road from us. And we went and were able to walk through a couple of models and met Austin at Tiny Home Cottages, who was wonderful to work with through the whole process of building, designing, and delivering and setting up the tiny home.
Absolutely. And they have like a variety of different models. And that was something that was also a selling point for us, was not only different models, but different designs, and then really having them work closely with us of being open to us making it our own.
This is the bathroom. Again, a huge selling point for me in particular, having lived in trailers, was having a regular flush toilet and a spacious enough shower. Feels a heck of a lot bigger than one in an RV or a trailer. And it's a contained unit, which you typically don't find in trailers and RVs, having the sink and the toilet and the shower mirrors everything in one spot. So it's a nice, contained, quaint little space. We tried to max out our storage as much as possible. So we've got some under sink cabinets, and we've got a nice cabinet up here and the banjo style vanity here. So it comes out. We've got a little bit of shelf space there. That's nice. So everything fits pretty tidy in the bathroom here. There's also one mirror has some storage back there as well. Bathroom is kind of in between the kitchen and our bedroom. There's a small hallway space, and it's right across from our little laundry nook. Originally in the floor plan, that was going to be a door, and that's one of the many things that we changed in the floor plan, and we had them just put an outlet there, and we found a all-in-one washer dryer and made our own little laundry nook there. Again, it's one of the things that just makes it feel much more livable, makes it feel much more like a home and less like something temporary.
So this is one of my favorite rooms in the entire house. Jacob and I love to be backpacking and intense, and so we really wanted to have this space, our main bedroom, to feel like we were outside in a bougie kind of way. And so I feel like we accomplished it really well with adding in as many windows as possible, and we truly feel like we are outside, sleeping outside, while in the comfort of our own home. Something I'm really thankful that Jacob did was really plan out the entire layout with where it was either going to have a sunrise or a sunset. And so we chose the sunrise for this space, and then also where the moon would be rising. And so it's such a wonderful way to start the day and then end the day. So I added in this window, and it's one of my favorite additions of the entire house because it feels like a living portrait. I love to read in bed. I like to hang out here. And so I'm able to see the mirror and just see the reflection and be able to see the fog rolling in, either like the moon rising, cowboys passing on through on horses. And it's incredibly romantic. And that's one of my favorite parts of the entire house. I'd have to say the hardest thing about the transition for me in a tiny home was every single home that Jacob and I have lived in, we've had a walk-in closet, and Jacob, being such a gentleman, would always give me the walk-in closet and take the guest room because he's the best. So learning how to share was the biggest part that I had to learn with the tiny home. So I still have ample storage and I switch things in and out, but that would have to be the biggest transition that I had for myself. So this is my other favorite part of the entire house. I've always wanted a loft that kind of felt like a little bit of a tree house. And so I wanted to make this my library. I've always loved libraries. I kind of want to have like Belle's library from Beauty and the Beast. And so while it's not as big, it's still a step in the right direction. Jacob actually made me these bookshelves. So we couldn't really find something that would fit the space, so he made it for me. So it was also really important for when our friends and family come to visit that we would have a space for them. So while we do have a pull-out couch downstairs, a lot of friends and family sleep up here because it's fun. You kind of feel like you're a kid again, like in a fort. And then I tend to also do work up here. If I just need a change of scenery, I use either that desk or I just use this right here. Whenever I look at tiny homes, I am shocked when people don't have lofts because you can really turn it into such a fun space. Whether it is a guest room, whether it's a library, an office, like a workout room. I know you're like still compressed, but there's so many possibilities, and I really do feel like I'm in a tree house up here. Another part is sometimes when you are in a tiny home, it's really lovely to have that shared space. However, sometimes you kind of just want to have your own, you want to be off in your own nook. And so sometimes Jacob would be downstairs. Sometimes I can just kind of unwind by myself up here, which is another reason why I like to kind of have a little bit of separation there.
Even when, we're having our own time in the tiny home, there's a sense of connection. No matter what room we're in, we can always hear each other. We can always see each other, and we're never too far away.
It's really enhanced our quality time, especially because we are more together. And then also we just love being, we want to go to the porch together. I'll look down from the loft and see him, playing the guitar. And I was like, that seems like a good time. So I just go downstairs and hang out with him. So it's really brought us together. We are so happy that we went with Tiny Home Cottages. Austin and his whole team made it really seamless, and it made the whole process just so much more fun. They worked with us to customize it, and anything that we really wanted to do, they wanted to help us find a solution for it and a way to make it happen. So we're really happy we went with them, and thank you for watching.